A 9-year-old black girl named Jada discovers a rusted metal box while playing in her backyard. Excited by her discovery, she opens the box to find something wrapped in old cloth. However, when Jada's busy neighbor, Mrs. McWilliam, sees her with the box, she calls the police, believing it to be a dangerous item. When the police arrive, they demand to see what's inside, and upon finding a collection of old coins and documents, they become alarmed. The officers take Jada and the box to the station for questioning, leaving her parents anxious and confused. The police's initial assumption is that the items were stolen, but the document's strange symbols and writing leave them stumped. A 9-year-old girl is arrested for allegedly finding stolen property in her yard. However, upon closer inspection, the items turned out to be ancient coins and valuable documents, dating back over 200 years. The officers realized their mistake and called in a local historian and artifact expert, Professor Jonathan Cumberbatch. The historian was amazed by the discovery, explaining that the coins were extremely old and the documents were written in code. The realization of the significance of the find hit the room like a wave, transforming a suspected criminal case into a valuable piece of history. The discovery was determined to be part of an undocumented collection that was buried to protect it from thieves before the Civil War. The arrest of the young girl sparked a media frenzy, with news outlets reporting the injustice of her arrest alongside the historical significance of her discovery. The officers were left apologizing to the girl's parents and dealing with the fallout of their mistake. A 9-year-old girl named Jada discovers ancient coins and documents in her yard, which could be worth more than imagined. Her parents were initially angry and confused, but later learned that the documents might hold clues to the disappearance of Jada's great-grandfather, Dr. Solomon Johnson, a well-respected historian who vanished decades ago while searching for a lost treasure connected to the rogue slave trade. The family's background check revealed an old story about Dr. Johnson's disappearance, and they began working with a professor to decode the documents. However, their discovery led to a legal battle when a local museum claimed the artifacts belonged to the state and should be housed in a museum for preservation. The dispute escalated into a larger debate, touching on issues of race, justice, and inequality, making Jada a national symbol for something much larger than herself. The case became controversial when a historian suggested that Jada's family was too ordinary to understand the true worth of the discovery, which played into deeper racial stereotypes. The situation surrounding Jada's arrest for discovering a box with ancient coins in her yard sparks public outrage and accusations of racial profiling. Protesters demand justice for Jada, and the image of her being treated like a criminal for an innocent discovery becomes a symbol of systemic inequalities faced by Black communities. The officers involved in the arrest are questioned in court, and their discomfort is evident when asked about their decision to detain a 9-year-old girl with no evidence of a crime. New evidence surfaces, revealing that Jada's great-grandfather, Dr. Solomon Johnson, had uncovered documents detailing runaway slave sales and powerful families involved in the trade. These families were still influential in the community, and the officers had unknowingly perpetuated the secrecy surrounding Dr. Johnson's disappearance decades ago. The officers realized they had been pawns in a larger, darker game, and their involvement in Jada's unjust arrest was part of a legacy of corruption. The family decides to donate part of the treasure to a local museum in Dr. Johnson's honor, ensuring his contribution to history is remembered. Jada becomes a local hero, and the story of the treasure, corruption, and cover-up serves as a lesson for future generations. The girl found a treasure, but it was not the value of the treasure that was significant. Instead, it was the truth that came to light. The discovery helped explain the mysterious disappearance of Dr. Johnson and the erasure of his work from history. Tell us what you think about this story and share it with your friends. It might inspire them and brighten their day. If you enjoyed this story, You might like this one about a rich dad who was ashamed of his waiter son, until one day he surprised him with his dedication to his work.